Good morning. Happy thrilling Thursday and good morning from Nyx, your neighborhood love dealer. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy day, happy day. Fruit. First thing in the morning, right? Mm, cold, juicy, very firm skin. The best grape. Burst when you bite it. It like has a little small bit of crisp. So good, so fresh, wonderful. I'm drinking toasted coconut by Bigelow this morning. Toasted coconut tea. That mugworts was wonderful, by the way. Definitely get you some if you've been having troubles with retaining the dreams in the dream state. It's really good tea. If you can get it pre-mixed, wonderful. But if you can just get the regular mugworts, mix whatever you want in it. Not too much sugar now because you want to get it in its natural state. Mugworts is definitely good for that. Yesterday, just a side note, because I have to say the things that I have to say because they're all messages, right? So, this is the side note. Yesterday, like, I was already told that some of the things that I was doing online was going to be repeated, right? And the reason why these things would be repeated in front of me, not only it would show me that people were watching me, especially because I have a lot of views, not necessarily a lot of likes. I'm not paying attention to that. It's not that I'm not grateful for what I'm getting, right? Because it's all revenue. But the thing is, Spirit wanted me to know and see that people were intensely watching me in detail and then going on to their own channels and trying to mimic me in certain ways. Not only was that supposed to be noted in what I saw, but also people were intentionally taking away key things from my readings, which also proved that I had a lot more people invested than I was supposed to know of. And a lot of these people I don't know. It's just that they have been following me and watching me without hitting the like, share, and subscribe because they don't necessarily want me to get ahead, but they see that what I have has value to it. It's just that they've already applied value to other things that they've done and they've got a following for it. So they're using my material to fodder their material. So that was the one thing that I did notice. And this is how I figured this one out. I ate an orange or a tangerine or something online the other day. And when I got on, there was a reader. And not that she showed her face, she ate the orange or the tangerine or whatever. And an orange and tangerine is healthy and it's the same regardless of who's eating it or not. But when she sat it down, it settled in it like spread a little bit. And it was like a little disgusting in the way it was. So the intention was put into whatever happened there. So, not that the orange was nasty or the reader was nasty or anything like that. It was a nasty intention, a nasty undertone. So, that basically tells me that someone is cloaking themselves and having nasty intentions. But the weird part about it is this person does not want to be seen. They just want the results to be seen. They don't want to be seen doing the things. They just have the intentions of the result. It's a coward. It's basically throwing your rocks and hiding your hands. But this is by way of spiritual too. So maybe this reader has no idea that they are vibrating at a point to where they're actually an open portal. They don't know. It's something going on where their spiritual hygiene has let This suggests, see, here it is. Here it is. Suggestive, because I'm hitting it on point. Suggestive entity is jumping through your internet and your world wide web. It's spiritual, right? Spiritual, spirit, speed of light. Okay. So pay attention, pay attention. So there's a powerful practitioner, a female practitioner, and I was prompted to go back before I could go forward because sometimes you cannot put a puzzle together unless you have all the pieces. And I was instructed to go back to all the pieces. So I got dropped in a dream state at, I think it was 8:58. I got dropped off in 58, year 57, 58, or whatever in the dream state. So I'm sleeping. I was sleeping. I know I was sleeping because I went to sleep early last night. And I woke up maybe twice, but it seems like I laid right back down into different parts in the dream. So from the dream went from what, 57, 58. Then it went to 75. Then it went from 75 to 84, which was just the overshot. So I'm up just a slight overshot. So a lot of that played out in this practitioner. The first deed, this practitioner had almost the same beginning as me, but different timing. This practitioner began very, very early and actually was aware of what was going on. But let's come forward. Let's come forward because I don't really even want to go back there because I have a feeling that the practitioner is also, but not directly because it has flying monkeys, because this practitioner is really good at what they do. They like to cloak, and they cloak in other people's they cloak in other people's energy. So you have to be very, 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 very intentional and vigilant toward the details. So this one here, I actually saw it in the 3D yesterday as I was crossing the street. It was in a blue SUV, and the company doesn't make that many of the cars in that color. So when you see it in that color, you know that it could be or it couldn't be. There's a 50-50 chance, being as though they don't make a lot of them and they don't sell them all in the same state. So when I looked and I saw the blue sedan, I was like, why is it over here on this side of town? And I think that's what prompted for last night's dream, is because you came in my energy in the 3D, which means that I needed to check you out in the 5D. So I did so. And I was in a dream state and I was walking by. And next thing you know, I got the keys and Spirit said, come on with me. And I said, okay, let's go. So when we went and we saw that back when you were born, that there were some things behind that. You weren't the first batch. The first batch was actually going to get the keys to what you took privy to. And what happened was you made the first batch an invalid. So that's why the two boys, one out of the two boys, you have the one boy making bad decisions at such an old age. You have the other boy who's an invalid. He does not know why he was unable to learn. It is because you are the reason. He's not able to return certain information, yet he is worldly. He's learned. He can go into all spaces, but the reason why he can only go into these spaces is because of you. He can only go into these spaces to get information and to get acclimation and proximity because you gain from it. You actually binded him so that he cannot benefit from any environment that he goes into. Yet you benefit from every environment he enters. And he's not figured this out. You are able to go into doors, but you're not able to get things out of it. Yet this person always benefits from your proximity to whatever you're into. That's the first clue. And the problem is, this person has done this to so many members of her family that this practitioner is very, very strong. So she's able to cast without anyone knowing. See, this person casts in a whole different way. You think that this person has to hit you. You think that this person has to outright just do something to you. No, 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 no. Because also while the practitioner was also while I was being taken through the dream state, it was also said that I get it from my mama. And then I had to think about it and I was like, get it from my mama. Me and this person aren't even really that much alike. But one day, and this is what's so funny is you should really pay attention to your parents when they're on the phone and they're gossiping about you because you might have to go back to that conversation. So one day she was talking on the phone to someone about me. And she was, I guess it was a brag or I guess it was a low key flex. See, that one looks like me, but that one has my mannerisms. Doesn't look like me at all, but she has my mannerisms. And that was so funny because I was like, "Hmm, that's interesting to see." So that means you've paid attention to the differences and you've actually been discussing this. This is something that you reason all the time, and you reason with people outside of the circle. So understanding. You have to understand, you have to put the things together. So this practitioner uses tears and fear. She doesn't use her fear, she uses your fears. She uses your fear. She uses the fear that she don't. You don't want to see her cry. Because when I had to pay attention, it was like, she get it from her mama. She get it from her mama. You don't want to see her cry. And I remember a situation I had in a neighborhood in which I had to cry because I was upset and I felt it. And he said, you get it from her mama. And I realized that wasn't my intention at all. However, I had unintentionally garnered the energy and the attention from some people that I did not want to garner the energy from. But certainly I had garnered their energy. I had garnered their attention and I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. It was unintentional. Had I known what was done, that was the reason. She did it from my mama. So this practitioner had spread a little things about, had sowed a few seeds. What happened when I stopped off in the 80s was that I realized that something had been stolen. Before I got here, something had been stolen. There was a marriage that had been stolen by a young girl. And she wasn't that young per se, but some people had known her. And she'd already seen, well, all the other siblings had already gone through this same mental bashing, the same mouth, right? So this person trying to save their selves and not come home loaded without being locked actually stole a contract. And this is how all this came about. It's a lot of stolen contracts. This isn't the first time, this isn't the last time. But the issue is no one knew that this person is covertly running around stealing contracts with a smile and a tear. Either you're going to get the smile or you're going to get the tear. Either way, she operates through your fear and through your insecurities. If this person should find out anything that is weak about you, that is how she binds you. So one day, I walk into our house. I'm trying to get away from this person. I walk into our house and I think about it because as much as I like this person, I don't like this person. And it's always been easy for me to walk away. So I'm trying to figure out why I like this person, but I don't like this person. And I'm looking at her and I'm looking at the corner of my eye and I said, you know what? I guess spirits say, just say it. So I looked at her and I said, I think you're binded. And I think that happened to my grandmother. And she looks at me and she says, you don't make any sense. Nobody would do. What are you talking about? You don't make any sense. So I think nothing of it because I'm like, I made perfect sense to what I just said to you. I said, you're in a really bad situation, yet you can't walk away from it. And I don't understand. And you've actually had proof. I've seen you have proof. You've given me proof. You've actually asked me to help you solidify this proof. Yet each time we get close to the action, I become your enemy, but you recruited me. So then I thought back to the things I used to hear my grandmother and my grandfather complain about. And I thought about it. I said, it's the same situation. Knowing you want to leave, knowing you want to leave, knowing you need to leave, but you don't go. You just sit there. You just be mad about it. And then you sit there and then you hit limerence and then you just get angry and then you start to think up all types of conjure ups, all types of bad things in your mind, but you don't get up and go. I was wondering about that. So I set my mind after I said that to her. I said, you know what? I ain't never been like you or her anyway. So I don't have to do it. And that started a war. Because apparently that's what that practitioner wanted for me. It's not that they wanted to unbind themselves because they binded themselves voluntarily. Because it's the image that they are binding to. Because it's called outside validation. See, it's a spell. It's an illusion. Nobody's happy there. It's just putting on airs, keeping up with the Joneses, right? So that's the binding thing, right? So once they realized that I didn't want to be binded, she unknowingly and knowingly went about and spread a little fairy dust on everybody. Well, the shit that she had left because she'd already been doing it. And I think that's what made the demise of my cousin. He didn't know he was under a spell from years, from Daryl. I think whatever happened to Daryl made her really, really powerful because she really hoped for that. And the common denominator is the third party is always a fair-skinned lady. And I think that's weird because if you don't like these women, why are you always gravitating toward trying to friendship with these people? And then you turn around and say all this stuff. So, yeah, spiritual whistleblower, you're wonderful, hon. But it's funny because I've been saying this stuff for like years. It's just that one of the fly monkeys was hired to keep spamming my pages for years. Oh, yeah. Years. So getting on with the thing. Grape was so good. It's a couple people planted in the Department of Waste, the trash people. But this is the thing. There's more than one person invested in a bunch of crap. So it's like a bunch of directions. So I'm paying attention to all of them. It's just that was that one dream state that I went into and I had to do some combing through before I found out what that was about and why it was so easy for all these other people to just come at me with claws. I had to go back. So now that I know, she attached something that makes people of a low in the south node actually appear to call to her frequency, so it makes them easily attack things that she doesn't like. Excuse me. So you really don't have control over yourself, and the fact that you're weak enough to actually do her bidding means that you're still in the south node. And honestly, she's not the only practitioner around, but you get it. So a lot of you, I guess you look crazy because I'm not paying attention to what you're doing because there's someone more powerful than you. Right. Okay. So 58. Let's go to the year. 75. There's two. Tahir Khan. You've got a great head of hair. Yeah, so do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, yea, way, the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death otter that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away like the untimely birth of a woman that may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth. There you go. Hands off. Hands off, okay? Yikes. Okay, so, boy. Happy Thursday. Happy birthday. Happy Thursday. Congratulations to those who are doing those, right? There are people who lay in wait and they wish, and sometimes they wish things for you. They wish things against you. But it's a good day to be blessed and protected. And that stuff's not projected. Because sometimes the person who has a bad wish for you ends up in that very thing. They get compulsive and they can't wait. It's not happening fast enough. So they have to find a way to give you karma. Sometimes it's not happening fast enough. They don't see you suffering enough. They have to make the devices upon their own. A lot of times they make them on their bed. It's in the Bible. Lovers just popped out here. Sorry, they don't have clothes on, but we know what the lovers looks like, right? So the moon popped out. Why? I'm trying to get my cards together and everybody popped out. Temperance. Ace of Pentacles. Also, happy day. Lovely day, happy day. Okay, good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm doing 12 today. I did not mean to stand out like this morning. Excuse me, karma. Today is the last day in Gemini. Yesterday was the 24th, and today is the 25th. 2 days in Gemini, and we're going to keep it moving. Oh my goodness. Oh, nope, today is not. It's actually, today is the first day in Cancer, which is the breast, which is the chest, which is should be breathing. Hopefully you're doing good. If you have asthma, a lot of people are out of breath and a lot of people don't have asthma. We don't know. Shortness of breath, make sure you're doing the best to not aspirate. You're not lying down when drinking liquids or eating foods that have a lot of liquid to it. Aspiration is the leading cause of pneumonia and walking pneumonia. Even small deposits of fluid into your lungs over a period of time can cause very, very bad complications. Okay. They used to put people in the iron lung back in the day when they got pneumonia and stuff like that. But now I think it's what is that? What is that? There's another breathing thing that happens, and it's not pneumonia. I can't put it together. It's a word. It's another breathing, and they used to put you in the iron lung, and to put you in there, and it wasn't pneumonia. It was another thing that had something to do with lungs. I can't call the word because someone wants to draw on my intelligence right now because they don't have any, really. So because they've lived their life and not done their own research, they just plan on taking the shortcut of just dibbling and dabbling in things and trying to extort people in the spiritual realm, which is, by the way, against the law. I don't understand why you don't think that God wouldn't let you build a case on yourself the same way the good police will. I do not know where they got the idea of building the case from. Okay. Okay. I mean, you did see how he did Pharisees and Moses, right? He needed you to not be convinced. You are convinced of your own power, yet you doubt his. Amazing. Okay, so yeah, we got the lovers, which is Gemini out here, and then we've got Pisces, which is the moon out here. Then we've got Temperance out here. I'm loving it because it's like spirit loves us. He loves us. He lets us know what we need to know, and he just backs us off because sometimes we don't need to know everything. And he says he doesn't want us to know everything because we're not made for this. We're not built for this. We're not made for long suffering. We're not made for the stress that we put each other through. We're not made for it. And this is why he made it in such a way that the only way to get out of it and only way to find comfort is to go basically back to him in some way, shape, and form. You have to go back to the drawing board because there are things that you cannot do without God. There are just so many things you cannot do without God, including wield his power against his children. Where do you think you get it from? So we got Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius out here, and these are the three signs that are leading right now. And we've got this Ace of Pentacles. So basically, wish fulfillment can look like more than just money. Wish fulfillment, depending on who the person is that wants the fulfillment, can look like a happy life, could look like a happy relationship, could look like just being free and having peace and not having to be subservient to anything in life in order to get forward. Some people have signed contracts where they have to actually satisfy a thing in the back in order to go forward to the front. And while some people enjoy that rigmarole, that type of thing, others would like to go forward with a clear path. And they would not like to subject themselves to humiliation rituals and back and forths and that sort of thing before they go forward. They would like to go forward in peace and progress. They would not like to have to keep going back to go forward. So this is what this is about. Somebody is not necessarily, well, it is in some cases. Some people look to destroy others' happiness, right? And some people just don't want you to have a relationship. Some people are angry at your motherhood. Some people are angry that you can go to the market. Some people are angry that you can get up and put yourself together, whether it's stressful or not. Some people are just angry at the fact that you don't suffer like them. Some people are mad that you can get on the bus without ducking and hiding. Some people, they got to keep up the airs because they've told so many people or lived such a life on social media that to actually live a truth would actually be exposing. To live a truth would actually feel daunting to them. It would make them feel uncomfortable to have to let go of the facade, especially if a person went out of their way to unscrew another person's light bulb in order for them to shine bright. Some people don't like for their illusions to fade away, and then you realize that they've done nothing but just take pictures and post. They have not lived the life that they've bragged about, or they have lived the life that they bragged about, but they didn't tell you quite the whole story. They didn't tell you how many toes that they had to step on. They didn't tell you how many beds they had to lie in. They didn't tell you how many laws they had to break and necessarily to get there. They just made the life look good. They made the living look well. Unfortunately, no one said what was happening in the back end, which is what we're finding out nowadays in this culture. We're finding out that a lot of the people who a lot of us got triangulated with emotionally weren't living the life that we thought they were living. They were living a life and they had access to things that a lot of us would have liked to had. But a lot of us did not know that the way in which they got these things and accumulated these things was less than upright. It was downright unrighteous. And these people, same people, preach to you to do good, preach to you that you shouldn't do XYZ, all while doing the hell out of XYZ behind your back. And now you're jealous of a ghost. Let me explain. The reason why you're jealous of a ghost is because you're jealous of an image that never was. You're jealous of a person that wasn't the truth. You're jealous of an image that was created, but it was never a reality. So a lot of us have been fighting ghosts, chasing ghosts. You're running behind someone who tells you that they make 100,000 a week, right? They post these beautiful looking women, right? They post these beautiful looking cars. However, when they get off of the screen, the car is rented, the women are rented. Okay. The clothes are just about renting. I did find a place and some of them are thrifting, but they have good dry cleaners and they have good washing machines. So a lot of them who are telling you that they're going to these shops and they're buying it, and some of them are taping themselves going to the shops, but what they're not saying is they're just going to the shop to buy the bag. They're actually going and they're shopping elsewhere and they placing the items in the bag. See, the smoke and the mirrors things has got people breaking laws in real life and chasing the dreams that you are selling. These people do not know that you are renting or you're putting yourself in proximity or you're borrowing to get this image done. They don't know that you're not taking the risk and you're not going as hard as what you are advertising. However, you have some youth and people out here that take things very literal. And after they finish listening to a few rap songs, few drill raps, few demon time situations, and then they log on and see you in your chinchilla with your Aventador and your Mary J. Blige boots and your 50-inch bust down. Not only are men going to literally do everything in their power to get access to all those things, women, now that they see, they got to go hard on their own if they really want it, some women are willing to go just as hard, if not harder, because now they have kids. See, where a man is working hard to get on somebody's couch or get in somebody's house, bed, car, or get in somebody's womb, a woman has to get a couple people that access. Not only does she have to get herself that access, she may have to get kids that access, and God forbid she has a horrible support system of women in which they're going to try to hold off of her hard work. So then you've got that dynamic. So then she's going to go even harder, especially if she does not have a support system that will refrain from giving her toxic advice so that they can benefit. It looks like telling you to date a man because he has money, knowing that this man is a woman beater, but because I'm not going to be in direct line of this fist, I'm just going to be in direct line to the benefits of the money. You go and have sex with him. Maybe he'll beat you up, maybe he won't. but he will give you money. And what will happen is I'll be there to receive you and give you a hug in case something happens, and you'll share the money with me because we need to go and eat and talk about the toxicness I subjected myself to so that we can eat steaks and talk about this in the morning. I guess the revolution will be streamed. Anywho, so stay away from toxic female dynamics just as much as you're going to stay away from toxic male dynamics. The issue is we know what men want. They want one of two things or both. They want to hurt you and have sex, or they want both. But women, there's three things, maybe four or five things. See, you have no idea. It's complex at this time. They might want to have sex with you or not, or they just might want to use the sex that you have to get them in proximity to the men that they want. Not saying that if you touch that man that they won't touch that man, because it's different. Because if they can't get enough through you, they'll step over you to get to that man. Not knowing that the man probably has that appetite, because if they could take that man from you, then that man is for everybody. Some people have found out the hard way that they don't want to be the recipient of someone else's backwash. I digress. Anywho, so as we move forward, just be mindful of those toxic dynamics. And even when a man uses it, it's funny. It's funny because a man will not like a woman, but have a small gender crush on their sister. So funny. They'll not like a woman, but because they know their woman is not that their sister is not wife material, they will get into a relationship dynamic with the woman, have kids with her to get access to her food stamps and her housing voucher. All because they know that their sibling or their family member is out of control. That person, knowing that you have to, like, you can't have the spouse with the kids in order to have a voucher. So this person actually puts another person at risk of losing their benefits because they know that the sister's already done that. So now he's got to keep a relationship to keep his sister housed because secretly his sister is his type, but his sister wouldn't deal with him. So he has to deal with someone that's slightly underneath his sister because he can't deal with somebody that's on the sister level because the sister is sickly attached too. So she really gets jealous if he actually has a bad bitch around too. So she doesn't really want her brother to actually go with a woman that's actually good looking, because then she might leave the brother and actually go for a better looking guy. So now she's got to try to F the guys that the sister-in-law might get, because she's got to keep her with the brother because they basically are living and siphoning off her energy, her benefits, her niceness, her family, her proximity, her food stamps. They are basically living off of her while creating a toxic environment that actually blocks her from actually growing and ascending to the point where she gets away from that family. So they keep her surrounded in chaos to where she can never get access to someone that says, hey, give me your hand. This is bullshit. We got to go. And it gets so indoctrinated in the person that they actually feel as though that is their family and they have to be loyal to that person, even while experiencing so many downfalls, malfunctions in the house, pestilence, kids, bill problems, money going up and down, slow sometimes, fast sometimes, but it's never really consistent enough to get a good savings. Nothing's being consistent enough to actually regulate your nerves because you are in a toxic and karmic environment. Now you're surrounded by their friends, friends, and they're not your friends. Are you? And they're not your friends, but They are friends of a friends of a friends, and really nobody's really friends because everybody's really benefiting off of the access that they have to your things. They don't really like each other, but it's convenient. You have the meetup spot, you have the refrigerator that everybody can open, you have the couch that everybody can sit on, you have the door that everybody can turn, you have the doorknob that everybody can turn. Whether or not it works up to you, because some of his friends are going to try you only because they see how good this man has it. He really doesn't have to respect you. His family doesn't have to respect you. Yet they run all willy-nilly through your stuff. So yeah, his homeboy is going to flirt with you because if he can unass him, he can get his shit in there and they can do the same thing to you. But you so quick to be around people and you so thirsty to have a group and a family that you don't even realize that they have effectively isolated you from your wish fulfillment, from your next step up. And God forbid it gets you pregnant again, because now it's very hard to leave with a brand new baby. And the family's going to spiritually keep you there. Can you read? Oh, I guess not. Anyway, so they're going to spiritually keep you there as long as you agree that you need to be around these people, you know? Mhm. Yeah, boom. So yeah, as long as you be around these people and they're going to keep access to you. And the thing about it is, it's not that you are doing anything wrong or that you're doing anything intentional. It's just that you're not getting up and going. You're not noticing that these people are infiltrating your space. They're infiltrating your peace and they're using your resources to bring in more toxic people to overwhelm you. So you'll never get out of it. And this is what they're expecting. All while, and this is what's funny, his sister gets to come and go. And the reason why is because nobody wants her. She can't be housed, she can't be controlled. So she has to take what she takes. She has to sleep on your couch, but she's not going to tell you that. She's going to make you feel like she's doing you a favor because she comes over. She's actually going to act like she protects you. She's going to act like she's keeping things away from you. Yes, she's keeping things away from you, your future. She's keeping you attached to her brother because if her brother actually leaves you, he might actually have to go pay a whole rent. So they're both living off of your housing voucher and your MBA. She's building her credit while telling you that she's got you, she's going to help you babysit. That doesn't quite work out right. The house isn't quite that clean. This person is running in and out of your house because they don't have the responsibility of signing those papers, of doing the recon. They don't have the responsibilities of filling out that credit application on the next home that they have to get. But the sister is allowed to run back and forth. No one calls her a hoe, even though she has not brought the same man consistently to your house in weeks. Nobody calls her a hoe because they know what she is. And they benefit off of her too. Something she doesn't know. You bring the hustlers around because you're open. They follow you home. They bring you home. So I know I got a good network of people. They're coming in and out. So even though his sister might be using you, she's being used as well. But she does not know it because misogyny has made her comfortable to an extent to where she's okay with the fact that men do want her, but do they keep her? That is the thing. You must have seen your mother do that, but I'm not your mother and I don't look like her. By the way, do you know your dad? Or did you work very, very hard to become him in this life? Who knows? Maybe I'm your dad. Fucked up your life and I wasn't even in it. You asked for it. Back down. I knew that was coming, honestly, because when I get really close and I hit on all of the stuff, yeah, you guys come, especially when I come for your little pets out here that you're not quite clear on, especially because you got some issues. See, a lot of times people who don't have access to a certain life, they complain about it, but when they see a person who may get access to that life, they get upset with them and they start to fight with them internally, and then it becomes externally. You understand? But that doesn't mean that they'll ever get proximity to that life, or they'll ever get access to that life. It's just that they even think you can even get close enough, they'll just be envious for no reason. So that's that. And then you've got people who think that they've got everything in life until they see you, and you really don't have anything but a smile that they don't have. So they just envy you for that. I don't know. I told them last week that there are guys on here that actually, when no one's looking, they actually exchange sexual favors with each other. And I think that might be the obsession with the corn. Maybe they're tired of servicing each other. Hmm. See, the devil and the three wands. You know, y'all be so hilarious, and y'all think everybody play. So, like last time, it was funny because somebody tried to call me crazy on here, and then I seen somebody, the same people who tried to call me crazy, talking about cast a spell on her. Aren't y'all some type of special little terrorist? Like, y'all work so hard to convince people of one thing, and then when it don't go quite the way that you wanted to go, you try to do some other stuff, but you all look like jerks and outright. Like I said, it's funny when you see little kids playing hide and go seek and they are hiding from each other, but if the people that are watching them in the neighborhood are watching them play hide and go seek, they see where they're hiding at. And the fact that I won't be moved, that means that I see. So, yeah, that sort of thing. So, the devil, which is obsession and stalking. Y'all so funny. Yeah, so yeah, be in the cards. Yeah. And then somebody's a long distance from me and they're doing it anyway, right? Somebody's popped the top. I said it yesterday. There was some tea spilled. The tea was spilled and the top was cracked. So somebody's either going through a mental psychosis break. It might be a couple of you, because I know a couple of you have actually stuck to whatever narration you've given yourself in your brain. And the fact that every time you come to view me or try to come near me, it's like I'm not nothing that you made up in your head. That means that you subjected yourself to quite the fairy tale. So it is not women that are really actually logical. It is you that is logically stupid and a little mental. Damn. Thank you for the gift. It's indeed not me. It's definitely indeed not me, especially when I'm paying attention to the thing. Yeah. So we started off in Pisces yesterday, and we got the Seven of Swords here with the moon. So this is telling me that I really want to just start in, dang, Aquarius energy. So we still have an Aquarius energy, someone, the air trine. Yeah, air Pisces, gotta be an air Pisces, because I seen them numbers start flip straight down to zero as soon as I grabbed his butt. So this is your comrade. There's some type of dirty cop. I don't know if it's a woman or a man, or it's both. Because yeah, there's a cop in the pocket that's a woman, right? A cop in the pocket that's a woman, and she might be messing up her whole family generational, because she was actually about to break a generational curse, but she's still in proximity to the people who do the stuff in the streets. So because she still wants to stay in the same neighborhood yet try to upgrade, excuse me, she fell victim to the pressures of the peer pressures of the neighborhood, and wanting to be okay, and validation, outside validation will definitely take that badge away from you. And then there's a police officer who actually does stuff and takes bribes and takes payments because he doesn't want to give up whatever he's got. He's got some side stuff going on. Dang, Aries, why all y'all tea coming out? Death and transformation. Jesus Christ. So then we got Scorpio coming out after Aquarius. I don't know why I keep looking to the side. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, for real. I don't know. It's to the right. Everybody looking to the right. So either I'm in somebody's right hand or I'm in somebody's left hand, but I'm being nosy right now. You know they say never let your left hand know what your right hand know. Never let your left hand know what your never let your right hand know what your left hand doing. It's something like that going on because I keep looking to the right. I keep looking to the right. So we got this Seven of Swords here and Aquarius energy, and then we've got this Death and Transformation here. Boom, we got that right. 13. Then we got the 6, 13 and 6. That's 19. That's 10. All right, so bam. So it's the Thief, right? Then it's the Death, right? Transformation, Page of Wands. So somebody's actually becoming aware of what they're doing and they kind of don't want to, but they already got their hand in the cookie jar. So it's like you can't really undo it once you've already done the deed. You kind of actually got to either come out, atone for it, admit it, go on and take your time, or whatever you got to do, because karma has shave and the barber shop. Who knew? So Roger Rabbit, he did have a bad woman. He did. Jessica was so wonderful. But guess what she was accused of? She was accused of cheating too. She was accused of being a scarlet, a charlatan. She was accused of being what she looked like. However, innocently enough, she never wanted to do anything. She only wanted to play patty cake with Roger Rabbit. You see how that worked out? Okay, so somebody's accusing an innocent woman of all types of Jezebel activity. Actually, she's very, very innocent. She really doesn't get down with the get down, but she has the body and she has the aesthetic. It does not mean anything. This is what we keep telling you about those inside narratives. They mean nothing. They mean nothing if you don't know the person. So even though I was trying to start in Pisces, it took me back to Aquarius. I keep telling you that this thing is pushing me back before I go forward. So it's a Seven of Swords, Aquarius. Then we've got the 13. Okay, boom. That was not that. That was actually the straight up 20, which was the 2, which was the balancing act. And this is why she's out here, this fire thrower, and you have to have balance and core strength, and you have to have focus, or you're going to burn everything down. There's not a lot of error for margin of error. Yes, there isn't a lot of margin and error for this fire starter. Okay, so you got to be real good about that. Somebody's burning candles, somebody using fire magic. All right, we're in there, Aquarius. Aquarius, you keep burning them candles, you're gonna burn down your house because you so hard. You going so hard in the pain against something that you ain't even supposed to be in, baby. And the reason why you're going so hard is because you're not emotionally invested. But what you are invested in is them new body parts you're trying to buy. You're trying to buy the new Fleshlight 3000 to have installed and cemented in, because this is what most men do when they go trans. When they actually transition, the first thing they want to do is go to the bar and get free drinks. This is what actually happens when they have them little interviews, when they're like, if you were to ever wake up a girl, what would be the first thing you do? And most of them would go get a train ran on them. Psychologically crazy enough, this is the first thing they said that they would do. They would go to the bar, they would ask men for drinks, and they would put themselves in the same situation that they told us to do better in. I lie to you not. It is statistically being able to be found on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all media platforms. The first thing men say when you ask them if they were to wake up a girl, they're either going to fondle their own breast or they're going to go and get sloppy drunk and put themselves in the same situations they tell us not to get ourselves into and actually want us into so that they can do the same thing that they desire to be done to them if they were to somehow wake up one day as a female. And we come back full circle. So that's what that Aquarius is going hard for. He wants the money. He wants the money, even if it's not about buying new body parts. He wants to buy a new house so that he can do the same bullshit in. All right. And then we've got this meeting of the minds. Here's the third party. Here's the people that keep putting their heads together. However, they're still not coming up with one brain. How about that? So the death and transformation means that something is going to happen. It's being brought to an end by the fire starter. So this person has created and stirred up enough chaos that this person won't even get away with the theft because everything is about to be brought to light. The fire has been started. Illumination. All right. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Ooh, you got me here. It's like I'm on an auction block. Like, what's going on? I'm going fast. All right. So now we've got Aquarius out the way. Here comes that Pisces. That's your partner in crime. That's the person who set you up for it. And that's the person who actually put the initial binding thing on you. It's because you like to be susceptible and you like to be in other people's faces. You like older women. Too bad some older women see the milk behind your ear and they spoil it. Call this nigga cheese. It's funny because you thought you was going to go put it down in this older woman, but you didn't know that the older woman had plans for you. Had plans for you. You let that old lady put that old 360 spin on you. I'm telling you, she didn't get that spin from her. She got it from trying to defeat her junior. She is so jealous of her child that she would put it on you. See, you were a battlefield. Your body is a battlefield. See, it happens both interchangeably for men and women. When you lay down with people, you do not know what their intentions are. Yeah. That old woman was playing you the same way you thought you were playing her. So you thought you were putting her through the mattress. Right? Right. But the thing is, when you two got together with plans on hurting the third party, what you didn't understand was you guys were starting to do magic on each other because both of you had bad intentions. Even though your heart never came into it, her heart was always in it. Her heart was in it not for you, but for the target. So both of you targeted the same thing at the same time. And how about that? Both negatives canceled each other out. So guess what happened? The good energy that came out of that, oh boy, this is what they teach you in science. When you have a positive and a positive, they go together and then they make a negative. So naturally, this is what happens in the reverse. If you put two negatives together, the polarity will pull out a positive outcome for the person on the outside that's going to receive the energy kinetically. Wonderful, isn't it? The wonderful world of science. So what you both did was get together and put a little nasty stew together, and then that person got the positive juice. And now you guys are stewing in that negative shit. That's called acid, battery acid. Oh boy, feel the burn. Maniacal laugh. Long as you learning. And here go the opportunities. Somebody's either 38 or this is about the year 83. And you guys suck. I am a master 11. Okay, so you know the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So this might have happened when this person was 38. This was the original binding. It was at the age of 38. Yeah, you rock. The pale wizard of my middle finger. Now, Master number 11 is sitting here displayed. Okay, so as many opportunities as you tried to take away, this is the opportunities that you actually got a chance to witness. Yep, there you go. 83. Yeah, all 8 opportunities. I told you something about the hateful 8. You hated all. Absolutely. You hated all 8 of them opportunities. And guess what? There's more to come. Queen of Swords at the end. She's ready to slice, okay? Ready to slice and dice. We're here. We're here. And that was for Pisces. So Pisces, you got nothing coming, my dear. Everything is out in the forefront. And I don't know what else to tell you. We got cards flying. I guess somebody's a little pissed with me, and it's going to be okay. Find the bathroom, find the lavatory, and pat dry, flush, wash your hands, sing the happy birthday song, include soap. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. We're coming into balance. Someone's trying to travel to come into balance. There's an eagle, so there might be law. There might be high honor. Somebody's flying high. Somebody's trying to get around. This guy looks a little young. He looks a little snazzy. Looks like he's in with the crowd or whatever. But he looks like he does not know there's a lot of nervousness going around here as he hosts the whole world before him. All right. Excuse me. Coming from the Bayside to the city. So someone's traveling, someone young is traveling, okay? So now we're in Aries season. Here you go. We just stepped in by way of this card, Aries season. So someone's fired up, someone's ready to go, someone's bold, all right? Someone's making a bold decision. I don't know what they're standing up for, but hopefully they don't fall for anything. Let's go, Aries. Let's go. Let's go, Aries. That was wishful thinking. I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, for shining your light on me. And I know it happened without your love. Woo, without your love. Woo. I know it could have been you. But on the flip side, Hosanna, and blessed be the rock of my salvation. All right, we still got this fire and we still got this water out here. We got fire water out here. So somebody's a drunk. Somebody's drinking in there deep in the bottle. Come on, let's go get dry, baby. Get dry, baby. Because that liver's fried, honey. You got to do something a little better. This fire started. It's still out here. What's going on? Somebody's still trying to start it. Got to be starting something. It got to be starting something. Got to be starting something. I like how they lied on Michael all these years, only for we to find out that we were telling the truth the whole time. The whole time. The truth and nothing but the truth. Michael saw what was happening on a mass scale because he lived with Joe. So when he got over there in them studios, he was like, this is Joe all over. This is not just one Joe. This is all Joe. And then they started trying to make him into a really bad human being. But Mike, we're here for you. At least that Mike anyway. Mike Jones, the world is here. Ace of Pentacles, someone's going forward. We're doing the best we can to balance out the world. The yin and the yang, we do understand that there might be a chance. We understand that there is a chance. We understand that we know that there is bad and good. We know that there is light and dark, and we are doing the best to balance it out because without one, there is the other. And we kind of need both to balance it out, okay? Yes, we have a world of yes, but definitely we have to put a world of no's together, because some people have come into agreements with things that they should not have come into agreement with. So we now have to reestablish the contract of no and what it really means once it is purported. Once it is said, once it is communicated no. We have to see what we could do to reinforce it and keep it as such. The door is shut and it could not be opened. We have to shut the way in some way for certain things, or we have to dial it down because now we've opened up the river. This is like going street to a 6-lane highway, but nobody knows how to it is. Too much. Too much too soon. It was too much too soon. Okay, back on to things. Okay, so Aries, we've had the Five of Cups, we have the Hermit coming out, we have the Nine of Wands, which is a tried in battle. You tried and true in battle. Five of Cups, Nine of Wands, you're a wounded warrior, but illumination is coming and wish fulfillment, and you have all these things. You have mental clarity, you have decision making, and you have foresight. You actually can see there is a It's a man. Okay. It is a man. I was going to say, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not just sticking on the women. It's a man. It's actually a man in Aries season who's actually, and I think I've been talking about this person for like maybe 2 months now. So there's a Scorpio, Sagittarius, Sun energy, Ace of Cups. Right now we have 19 plus 5, which is 24. Which brings that to 33, Ascension. Okay, so we've got a male that's definitely going through Ascension right now. Hopefully you don't have a little bit of a head cold, maybe a little sniffle, a little sneeze. Don't worry, that's the mucus trying to leave your membrane so that you can think a little bit more clearer. Hopefully you're on eating fruit or vegetables on an empty stomach, or you're enjoying more water, coffee, and tea with a lot less sugar in it and a lot less milk. Maybe you're not eating as much milk. Your diet is going to be changing over a certain amount of time, as well as your taste in music, as well as your taste in food. You might not like meat as much, but you still will eat meat because, hey, that's a great part of our diet, especially if you're not ready for that type of thing. Maybe you desire a pescatarian situation at some point in time. Maybe you do it for periods of time. But right now you are being called to spiritually cleanse yourself and spiritually separate. This is the second time I'm giving this message to someone who is definitely hitting ascension. The posture is good, not just the posture in your seat when you sit down, but your heart posture is good. Your posture in life is good. Your posture towards life is good. As you approach life, you are having uprightness. You do not desire to have cleanliness, even if you do have smudges at your hand on your hands at the time. You are desiring to cleanse it off. And this does not look like just washing your hands. This means of the deeds that you've done. You're now separating yourself from the deeds that you have done and the things that cannot be undone, but you are going forward and asking for forgiveness from the universe, be it Jesus, how Hinduism, or whatever you subject yourself to, but you are looking to surrender what you have known to be life, and you're going to forward towards something that you know to be life, to actually be encouraging in life, to go forward in life, to grow in life. So there is a male that is going through ascension right now as I speak. This is either for Aries season or someone who has Aries in their chart, or just Aries characteristics, which is bold, which is upright, which is forthcoming, which is not hiding, which is not prideful, which is not boastful, and is confident. A lot of times when people use the word humble, they use the word in its negative connotation. So I try not to use the word humble, not unless I'm really trying to use it in a context. So this person does not have to be humble. A lot of times, spiritual bully will tell you you have to be humble in order to quelch your confidence, because how dare you come in and command a room the way that I command a room? How dare you come in and command attention the way that I command attention? So this person will cross a room, they will cross a river, they will cross the state, they will cross the city, they will cross the street to ask you to humble yourself, and they may not say it in those exact words, but their actions will be in order to try to humble you, because how dare you be seen without being heard? How dare you be felt without touching anyone? Some people do not like how you have an ability to reach everyone but not touch anyone at the same time. They do not like it. They will not accept it, and they will seek to quelch it out, especially if you are a man. Men that deem another man to be more marketable, to be more attractive, to be more reachable and approachable to them, they're automatically going to do what they can to destroy this man so that they make themselves look good. It's not that they will actually try to level up and actually be on the same level as this man, because that would require them to do something which is work which they had not done, or they would not have paid this man any attention in the same sense. It's not that this man is rich in any connotation. Even if he is, people don't know it. It's not that this man is the most attractive. Even if he is, people wouldn't admit it to them. It's just that this person has the presence and the ability without much effort. And for a person who has to do a lot, who has to live a lie, who has to throw their life on the line every day, how dare you exist like this? How dare you exist without having to extend and do yourself the way that I do myself every day? How dare you love yourself when I have to hate myself in order to be here every day? I'm not going to love myself. Instead, I'm going to hate myself, and I'm going to hate you. And if my hate for you doesn't affect you the way that I hate myself, I'm going to go out of my way to put my life as your life. And it's happening actively. So for the male who is currently ascending, who is definitely surrendering his old ways in order to establish new ones, be aware there is someone who does not want you to leave their side. They do not want you to start looking out for yourself. They want you to always be with them, because if you are with them, then they're looking at you both. If if you leave, they'll be standing there making their own bad decisions by themselves, and they don't want to accept that bad decision by themselves. It's much more comfortable if there's someone to share in the bad decision with them. And this is why you should definitely leave, because this person will not tell you that not only will they get upset, and they'll put in their mind, especially if you live a certain way of life, that you'll betray them first. They'll tell themselves that because the thing was, they never wanted to see you get anywhere anyway, but to see you get there first would also be a problem. So that person that you hang with every day, if they think that there's a possibility that you might elevate past them, they may, depending on how they feel about you, start to sabotage you quietly at first, subtly, then quietly. Then you'll start to feel it a little bit, but then it'll be blatant at the end. A person who has a long game, they don't reveal themselves until the end. But a person who just wants to cause chaos and do you in any way, they're just going to be jealous outright, and you just have to be wise enough and you have to be good enough to either beat ass or leave them alone. Because they're not going to stop. I promise you. And sometimes if you do put your hands on them, you do have to realize that that might start a cycle of violence, of back and forth, and revenge. So be mindful how you handle these things. And it's common amongst men to men, and it's common amongst women to women. Like, these friend groups don't be what you think they are. Some people are only in groups, in social groups, out of survival, out of proximity. Excuse me. Some of these people are using the connections of other people to get a one up, to get a step up, to do other things. You understand? So, like I said, be careful of spiders when they cast webs. You have no idea where the direction of the web, and you do not know where it's going to blow. And you also do not know how the attachment works and where it's going to stick to, because those things are quite sticky. So that's what I had for Aries. Be prepared for ascension. Do the frequency healing music that you need to do, the meditation, and definitely do things to research and see what type of diet would benefit you. Um, your main thing is to achieve mental clarity and detox your whole environment from your bed linens and forward. I mean, your whole entire environment. You have to identify what is karmic in your life and do what you can to make the adjustments. I can't give you too many details because the karmics be karming. Yep. All right. So we still got this third party, this group, this celebration attempting to do a binding. This is that 38 again. You see it? That 38, that 83, that Gemini energy, and that Capricorn energy. So now we have Earth in the building. Jupiter, Earth and Jupiter, Capricorn. So there's water signs, Pisces, Sagittarius. Right now we're in Pisces season. Sagittarius, so retrograde is retrograding the Pisces, the Sagittarius, and the Cancer. So yes, they might sound a little crazy to you. I'm telling you, they might be jittery from the magic. That ain't crack, that's magic. Might be might be Molly. But they jittery. Somebody's actually trying to take substances in order to to do the cheap sheet. They're trying to have an out of body experience. I don't know how good that's going to go. Overdoses have been had for lesser intentions. Okay. I would not suggest that. People are still lacing things with fentanyl, so I don't know what's going on. Then we got the devil coming out here. That's definitely some type of poison substance use. Somebody is definitely doing a toxic practice in order to get to this point, because I keep pulling that out. Okay, let's go out of here. I'm going to Taurus right now. That's a bully. That's somebody being stubborn. Okay, that explains a lot. Okay, that explains a lot. Like that 38, whatever started at 38, because they should be 39 by now. So 40's next. So that's going to be the 4. So by next year, it's going to be affecting the foundation. All right, so 5 of Swords. Somebody's already been through a battle and walking away. Somebody's getting the 10 of Swords out of this 5 of Swords. And then there's a 6, and there's equal give and take. So yeah, there are a lot of people betrayed, and they were betrayed equally alike. So somebody spread it all about. And here we go with Aquarius, Gemini, and Scorpio energy. So it's very passionate, very, very passionate, very, very passionate. Actually, I wouldn't say passion. I would say intense. It was intense. There was no feeling in it. It was a very intense. It was impulsive. That's what I should say. It was impulsive. Because I have this Aquarius energy here, this 5, and then we have the Swords, and that's a 15, which is obsession, which was the devil energy, okay? Which was that 6, which is that 6. So everybody equally got betrayed, or they betrayed themselves in this situation. Take it as it resonates. This is exactly what it looks like. It looks like everybody got betrayed in the situation. Everybody took a loss. And the vultures are circling around for the scraps. Yep, 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords. We've got Aquarius energy. We've got Gemini energy and that 10 of Swords with the sun sign on there. And we've got the sun sign on this 6 of Cups and this Scorpio energy. So definitely it was impulsive. It was intense. It was erratic. It was radical. It was radical. It was like everybody went so hard in the paint for nothing. Okay, Taurus, so why'd you do it? I don't know. All right. So you turned into the devil. You went into obsession. You went real, real hard for nothing. So this was all for nothing. This is what I got. This is all for nothing. innocence. Somebody was supposed to be innocent, but it didn't happen that way. Everybody ended up equally betrayed. Mastery. Okay, Gemini, step up because that's what Taurus did. I told you Taurus was ghetto a couple days ago. I sure did. I said when you get into a South Node Taurus, a Taurus, when they get into their South Node, they good and ghetto. They good and ghetto. They good and entitled and they good and ghetto. And they don't tell a whole story. They la. I wouldn't wish a South Node Taurus on anyone. On anyone. All right, so here we go. Oh boy, they can lie. Anyway, the Ten of Pentacles. Here you go, Gemini. There you go. You got the Ten of Pentacles and you got the Page of Swords, Gemini. Here you go. And then you got Justice. Gemini, you've been doing your thing for justice. You've been doing your thing. It's all right. You get the Page of Swords. You got the fresh idea. And you got the right to execute them the way that you want to do it. Ten of Pentacles. We got the Ten of Pentacles in Virgo. And that is Venus, Mercury energy, I want to say, on the corner of this card. But we definitely got the Ten of Pentacles, and we've got groups discussing the Pentacles. We've got a lot going on here. All right, so accumulation of the Pentacles through groups and socialization and social media. You've got people talking, both young and old. Yeah. And I do be saying, and I do be liking all the little pet pages. I like when I see them little cute cat pages and dog pages. Some doggies be looking so cute. Look, they got animals and everything. It's so much stuff that's going on in there. I like to watch them baby otters. It's Katoro and Hannah. They baby otters, and they so cute. And Hannah is so greedy, and she uses her little paws, and she like, and she eat all the food. And when Kataro be trying to reach for his little scallop, she be trying to snatch it from him and eat him. And it is so cute, and they make those little noises. But her little fat self be trying to get him. She always be coming out of nowhere trying to hurry up and get his food. They so cute though. So yeah, Gemini, you're having a ball. You know, you're feeling young, you're feeling rejuvenated. Doesn't matter how old you are, you've got these cute little booties on. I love it. The ox blood. You good, ox? Yeah, I good, ox. Ox good. Yeah. And the ox is wisdom and love, and it is very worshipped in Middle Eastern countries. The ox symbolizes strength and resistance and resilience, and it is very special, a very special animal. So the ox is very significant in this. And like I said, the ox blood. Oh, we know it by the blood of Jesus. Yes, we do. And we're wearing it quite well with these yellow tights. Awesome. But I can't help but to look at this. So this is not so much as a transgender. This is a person who actually has a strong jawline. So it's giving all the feminine, but when I look into the face, this is a person that's balancing both masculine and feminine energies on their own. In some of my readings, it is a transgendered person in there. And in some of my readings, there is a stud. In some of my readings, there is a man who desires to be a woman. In this case, this woman is balancing both energies with this sword. While she has on all the feminine things, she has on the tights, the booty. She even has like a camisole looking slip on with the skirt, but she also has a cardigan. Her head is covered, and she's also has a weapon just in case you try to walk up, you can catch a fade. Okay, so she's ready for everything, all weather, all terrain. I like this outfit. It is very functional. And she's a blonde. Let's not forget, she's having fun. So justice for her. She's coming up. Some of you are readers. Some of you have pages. Some of you are craftsmen. Oh, I love this. The one that does the yellow crayon. She does yellow. She loves yellow. There are certain people that do certain weird things that I love. It's refreshing for me to see that there are other people who have hobbies that have nothing to do with centering the opposite sex. They actually just have fun existing in the world. Hey, yay! Some people just actually do have fun existing in the world. High five. Like Alex is having a ball existing in the world. See, he knows how to exist without me having to go in and exist with him. But when we turn up, We turn up. We be like, yeah, I be bopping. You see it? You see it? Stiff face. I'm so silly. Okay, so let's go, Cancer. Let's go. Let's go, Cancer. I was giving you my stiff face dance. I like it. I used to like it when I go to the I used to go see the after hours, the African club, and get in there, and I be doing my little two step. But then I get some nice Zydeco or some African music come on, some Afro beats. Boy, you don't see no smile. All you know is you see it. I'm trying to tell you. I be having all the thugs be on the floor trying to dance. They be like, how she just do that? She did that. And I be like, that beat be fire. And I be, yeah, I be in the zone. I kind of miss it. I haven't been able to go lately because I have other things to do. But when I go, I'm going to tear somebody dance floor up. I'm trying to tell you. Ah! And they know I can do it too. Oh. Cancer? You know, for a second when I just looked just now, I looked almost exactly the same way I looked when I was in middle school. All right, so we got the Knight of Swords. We got the Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So we got two love offers coming from Cancers. There's a couple of Cancer men that are out here vying for the same type of ladies. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was so unladylike. Yet it had to come out. Four Pentacles, Cancer. Not Cancer, sorry, Capricorn. I don't know what it's Cancer, Capricorn. And then we got this Death and Knight of Cups. Somebody's got a lot of offers coming out here, and I don't know if it's going to happen in Cancer season, or is this a lot of Cancer men, or is this a lot of emotion? Because Cancers are a lot of emotion, and they have Jupiter in their chart. So maybe there are a lot of Cancer men that are going off because they're all in pursuance of the same lady. There's a man with that's stingy with his money. There's a thuggish kind of guy who's got a little bit of money. They've got this Knight of Swords. He's kind of he's very honorable, very skillful, and he'll beat you up. This person, and this guy, he's a nice guy with a good offer. He has a cup. He's gentlemanly, and you might not have the best exciting space with him, but he's the sweetest, and he's peaceful. He brings peace. And I don't know, he's got these gloves on. He might got a good jab on him. But that's the last thing you'll ever find out about him is that he could fight. So somebody's got a lot of options out here, death and transformation. So it looks like it's time for somebody to step up their game. Death and transformation means you are going into another world of options, whether it be man or woman. And I can say that for this one, you're going into a new world of options. So for the man who is ascending, he's about to stop choosing karmics. He's about to change taste. Okay. Some men, they will tell you a lot. They will tell you, I want a woman that does this. She's got to be motherly. She's got to be that. And he will date that woman. He'll try to marry that woman. However, he will cheat with every hoe that come across his screen because he just wants an image. He just wants to present on the outside while secretly he has a palette for les the hors d'oeuvres. He has a palate for hors d'oeuvres. Okay, let's say that. He likes to play in the mashed potatoes all the time. He doesn't care for the steak as much. So we got that going on. And once he stops doing that and he changes taste and he starts to see that he's not doing anything but throwing himself on the roulette, he's playing Russian roulette every time he lays down with these women, he's going to change. And it's not to say that he's going to he's probably going to revert back to the taste that he had when he was a child. If he used to like funny looking girls when he was younger, He's going to naturally go back to doing that. If he likes big chested, flat butt girls when he was younger, he's going to go back and do that. And guess what? He's going to do it proudly. He's going to stop hiding his real preference. That's something you need to know. So when the so-called bad chick come out, she don't look better than me. She don't look better. Shut up, ho. Shut up. It doesn't matter how you look. Okay? Some men are really attracted to women who other people deem unattractive. Remember, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So in Cancer season, there will be a change of taste. You're going to either go back to the thing that you originally liked about women and deal with them in the right way that way, or you're going to change taste. You're going to upgrade. You're going to desire a better pick, whatever that means to you. Everybody's pick isn't everybody's pick. Everybody's ugly isn't everybody's ugly. Everybody's pretty isn't everybody's pretty. Some people don't like perfume, and that's okay. Stop going for women who wear perfume, because you keep hearing your homeboy brag about this one wear perfume, this one wear Bath and Body Works, but you know you like a stinky woman. Stop going toward the woman who wears the perfume and trying to make her stink. If you like stinky women, deal with stinky women. Don't go trying to pick up women that smell good to take around your homeboys. Because your homeboys like women that smell like perfume. So now y'all fighting, and y'all don't like none of the bitches because all y'all doing is triangulating each other. How about that? And the woman trying to figure out, well, how do I fit in this thing? You don't. Sometimes you don't. They haven't admitted to each other that they like each other, and they just really just trying to get the validation from each other to see if they can go on. And I'm just trying to tell you, triangulation happens at any given time. You have to pay attention. And you might be systematically that. Because you here trying to tell me what I am and ain't. Yet you're here. Like I said. And then when it comes to the women on the women's side, some women have to pick better. They have to be able to know better. But sometimes it's very hard to vet when you haven't been versed in the details. You don't have a good support system, and your support system is flawed. So now you're triangulated with just having a healthy support. You're triangulated with picking yourself or picking these people who don't necessarily bring you no good in life. They bring you more burden. They bring you extra trips to the store. They really add nothing to your life. So yeah, that's for Cancer season. Looks like during the summertime, we're going to be seeing some taste change. Some people will go right back to the raggedy same thing. Some people will not. Go to your own page and start your own discussion. Thank you. Anyway, some people will choose differently. Some people will upgrade, and that's going to be wonderful. Choose wisely and learn about triangulation so that you know if you are the third in the triangle, you are the point in the triangle, or you are the exit in the triangle. Pay attention to that map. Don't get caught in anybody's Bermuda Triangle. You know what that means. I don't know if you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, but I think you should. Like I said, this card reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. Remember when she said, if you don't want it, give it back. That was Calypso. She was at the bottom. She was at the bottom. They kept her in the belly of the bows. They kept her in the belly of the boat, right? And remember, it's supposed to be bad luck to have a female above board on the ship. So already through superstitions, they had already gone against something that they believed. Remember, you also have to pay attention to people's beliefs. Maybe just because you don't believe in it does not mean that it should not be believed or at least taken into consideration. You have no idea how many people have been caught unawares because they were living in bliss, ignorance of bliss. I'm telling you, there's nothing blissful about being ignorant. Once you see things, you will not be able to unsee them. Okay, so definitely, if you haven't seen that movie, go on, take some time. Especially if you got time. I think I want to watch the movies myself today. But yeah, Death and Transformation, Calypso. If you know Wanted, give it back. Remember when he couldn't go on dry land. He was cursed. He was hexed. But it was because of unrequited love. It was because he was trying to manipulate and coerce a situation that all those curses started. Remember, it is the gathering of the energies and the buildup of the energy. And if you get enough people in the same space with the same intentions, it will create a negative or a positive vortex in which can be transmutated into situations that can go for the uprising of humanity or the downfall. Good morning, my thanks. Be good. Whatever that look was. So yes. And X is having a good morning. She was the first card I looked at, but I didn't shuffle. I just looked at her, and she's sitting in her nine. So if there's a feminine or a masculine energy that's on his bully, and he's watching his stuff very diligently, but he is living a nice, easy life. I'm not going to say a soft life. Men don't live soft life. They live balanced lives, which actually appears soft because they get to enjoy whether or not they're going to mess with their machismo. They get to enjoy whether or not they're going to go through an adrenaline rush. They can pick and choose when they're going to go to the game, or if they're going to watch wrestling, or if they're going to just take in a show with their wife, or if they're going to binge watch a season of something. Yeah, that's a balanced life. They can chill out. And if the homeboys call, they can pick and choose whether or not they want to go, depending on how good that episode is. They really don't feel pulled to the pull of somebody else's alcohol because they've got a bar or a bottle to themselves that they don't have to share. That's probably not, bottom shelf. So they're really not. They have the party where they are. So it's really up to them whether they party with a person or not. Like, that's a great North Node type of guy there. And I don't know why they're here in front of my face. Okay. All right, Leo. Okay, so you wanted to be here. And we've got these beautiful men out again. And all of these are really good. We've got 3 men here in Leo season. And Leo, look like you're doing your big one in Leo season. Look like everybody's coming up. From a man's perspective, Leo is the men are uprising. There are some men who are ascending. This last man, the 4 of Pentacles man, he's still stingy. But at least he's not raggedy anymore. Hopefully he's not trying to date. He's still stingy and he still wants to be the boss. And that's fine. Long as he ain't trying to rub all that off on everybody. Good morning. Good morning. You want some of my tea? No? I didn't put nothing in it but just tea. It's just the coconut, toasted coconut. You like it? He likes it. Okay, so yeah. This guy's a little stingy, but I mean, I guess you don't get to where he is without holding on to your money. He's very you trust me, you won't spend $1 and he won't know where it went at. Okay, so if this is your type of lover, this is your type of lover, and this is in Leo season, not unless this is what that Leo is. Then we've got the Knight of Swords. He has the white horse, innocent enough, but he definitely is exciting. He likes to fight. A bar fight is, is kind of nice to him. He can get it off. But he's also okay, he likes to hang out, he likes to have fun, but if you up for a bit of excitement, this is what it's going to be. Like, he likes to take you out, and he also likes to gold people. He likes to see if people are going to holler at his woman. He's the type that'll walk behind his woman and hope somebody holler at him so he could say something. There are men like that. I have men like that, and it's cute for a time, but then it gets exhausting because eventually you just want to have fun. You don't want to be outside refereeing and watching people to see what's going to happen and trying to keep him from flexing on people. You don't want that's exhausting. So I don't know who likes this, but somebody out there loves that. They love the drama. They think it's adorable. Good luck on the bail and that type of shit. But yeah, that's what's up. This is a cool guy. This guy, he could do it all. You could catch a fade. You cannot. We could go for a horseback ride. We cannot. We can paint the house. We cannot. We can just mess the house up and get somebody else to come clean it up. We can do whatever. I like this guy. This guy's cool. So these are the options that are coming up. This means that there are some men that are going to be stepping up. They may not have done the complete ascension yet, but they're a lot less raggedy than they were last year. So be mindful. Love is love. Love is there. It's just not perfect, and people want perfect where they're not perfect. So we gotta stop that. Like, stop that. Don't do that. You're not perfect, so don't talk to me like you're perfect, and don't try to make me be perfect when you're not perfect. I'm not supposed to be compensating for you, neither you for me. We're supposed to be whole, you know, whole. I remember, oh gosh, Animaniacs, was it Animaniacs or was it Tiny Toons? So what am I gonna go down the hole? Down the hole. Is there somebody who is as blatantly honest as I am? Well, I can't say honest because everybody doesn't think you're honest just because you're saying the exact truth that come out of your mouth, because people like to change definitions or move the goalposts depending on where they are able to achieve it. So, is there somebody who actually just says stuff and it's no filter? It's honest. They say it, and however it flies, they basically okay with how it flies. Because I haven't noticed how much I am like that. And now I remember like why some people's faces were like, she said that out loud. Yeah, yeah. I didn't feel a need to curb my enthusiasm. That was a pretty good show. Yeah. Why do you have the kitchen? Now I remember because I was supposed to take that downstairs. I did laundry. I was doing laundry yesterday. But anyway, yeah, that was for Leo. And Leo looks like a good season. It looks like you're upgrading. It looks like you're trying to do better in life. If you're in a relationship, looks like you're trying to deal with it or just get away from it point blank period, because you can no longer dabble around in the middle in the middle anymore. If you dabble around in the middle and you ride the fence, you cannot serve two gods at once. So you have to pick a side and go forward and be fruitful with that side that you pick. But there is somebody in a Leo season or a Leo with Capricorn in their chart, or yeah, with Capricorn or Aries in their chart. They have fire in their chart because I'm seeing the sun sign. So definitely, yeah, there is some strong masculine energy coming back in Leo season. If not, there is someone with Leo in their chart that is coming through with strong masculine traits. If this is a woman who has strong masculine traits, she's actually building her own home, her own business, her own stability, and she's paying attention, and she is all these things at once. She can fight, she will fight, but right now her fight is with her money. Okay, so that's the Leo season. How you about that? How's about that? All right, step it up, Virgo. How you doing, Virgo? How you going? How you going? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? He be watching this hand character on YouTube. I forgot what the name of the show is called, but they be funny. But they cook all the time. Every time I look, they make it something amazing on the screen. So I'm pretty sure that if he's not going to cook everything, he's definitely going to continue to keep eating everything because he definitely eats. Oh, and I made that beef and onions. Oh my gosh. When I tell you that food was good, I made the beef and onions and a side of collard with some rice. OMG. That was good. It was very good. Nine of Wands, we've got a wounded warrior who's tried and true in battle. Six of Cups, he's coming for equal give and take. He or she is coming for equal give and take after they get some rest, much needed rest. So we've got a 10, we've got a 19, we've got a 10 again. So we're looking at 10, 10. We're looking at just the 10 period. We're looking at a wish fulfillment. So somebody is going into a union with a tried and true battler. And right now they need to get their rest because it is coming. I told you Aries season was going to bring forward some very divine unions. These are men and women who know they've been through enough and they're tired. They're ready to be in a relationship. They're ready to not be taken advantage of. They're ready to not lie and be lied to. They're ready to not manipulate and be manipulated. They're just ready. They're tired of the piss that is in the dating pool. They would love to evacuate as soon as possible. Exits are this way. So yeah, congratulations to whoever found genuine love right now, because it is a very rare thing. If you have found it, please hold on to it. If it is something that needs to be let it go and let it flow. Do not stalk a person when they are ready to leave your presence. We've had too many violent occurrences. We've had too many setups happen. We've had too many egregious things happen because people are not able to control the impulsiveness of their emotions at the time of hurt. They do not give it time to heal. They go out, they rebound, they end up pillow talking, they end up transmuting bad energy and misplaced anger over to other relationships because they haven't dealt with the anger that happened in the beginning. They haven't divulged it, they haven't dissipated it. They're still running around with this anger and they're getting into other people's auras. They're contaminating other people's spaces with unhealed trauma. And a lot of us are dealing with traumas that we packed way deep in the back of our conscious, and we're not dealing with that. And then we're coming up into from middle school to adulthood and we're getting fresh traumas, and we can address that, but the problem is the ones that we packed all the way in the back is what made us traumatic in the first place. So a lot of us, it's levels to it. So as you heal and you come forward, and a lot of us aren't able to deal with the whole truth right away. So as these things happen, small things will lock from the back, small increments at a time until you're able to handle it. Because some people, if they get the information too fast, they will, it will trigger psychosis. It will trigger a break because now your reality is distorted. The things that you knew then are not connecting to the things that you know now. And naturally, your body and your brain is going to try to connect the two. They're going to try to bridge those gaps. And if you're not careful and you don't have the proper support or you don't have the proper information to connect those dots, it can cause a break. It can cause, if you don't have proper support, it will cause a break. I am not going to say if. It will cause if you don't have proper support in order to process this information, especially if you have a lot of traumatic experiences coming from the past to the forefront, and you have now made presently some traumatic experiences. Those two will not collide in the best way. So be careful how you unpack. And be careful who you unpack with. Some people didn't come to help you unpack anything, they came to put things in your luggage. Okay, they came to put things in your luggage. So sometimes you do have to take inventory so that you can do these things. That's why I encourage reviews, I encourage self reflection quite often, quite often. And it's hard to self reflect when you're always in the go. Some people know that if you actually should get a chance to sit by yourself, some people know that if you should actually get a chance to, or a day or two to just relax, you'll think about that thing that they got away with. Some people know that if they keep you on your toes, you won't say no. You understand? You won't have a chance to say no. You won't have a chance to process that feeling to say no. Some people want to keep you rushing. Some people, they call themselves keeping you on your toes. No, they're keeping your nervous system eradicated. They're keeping your stuff all discombobulated, because if you were to get your shit in order, they would not be part of it. So pay attention to the people who need to have you frazzled, who need to have you stressed out, who need to have you overextended. Because if you should actually get a chance to regulate yourself, you will see that they are the chaos that you never asked for. Okay, so that was that for Virgo. And get some rest. You are tried and true. You've been through a lot. This is Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra. Yeah, this has been a battle. This has been an uphill battle. Somebody is ready for equal give and take. They're tired of being on the clearing track. They are tired of fighting for everything that they have to get. But honestly, you don't have to fight that hard if you just get the enemies out of your way, if you get the obstacles out of your way. Some people have no idea that they hug and kiss and embrace and summon their obstacles every day, because they don't look at them as obstacles. They look at them as boss, friend, neighbor, cousin, sister. They look at them as mother. They look at them as people with titles that deserve access to them, when honestly those titles were by gave access by default. Did you really need that as a resource? Did you really need them as a resource? Are they even good at their title? Are they even playing their part? So many questions to ask, so little time. Okay, so we're done with that, Virgo. Let's get over to Libra, and that is the justice system. Libra, Libra, Libra. Some people are getting justice. Some people are tired. The other day, somebody was actually able to catch somebody with their cookie in the jar, with their hand in the cookie jar, which was good. If people are caught more often, they'll be less likely to try it. So sometimes we have to give out another type of tough love, which means if I said I'm going to do it, I need to do it, and I need to do it fast, because a person will play with you if you tell them you're going to do, if you say you're going to leave and they do the thing and you don't leave, you just fuss about it, and maybe you do leave but you come back. That person's going to not only disrespect you, they're actually going to come up with a plan to make it worse, because how dare you do what you said you were going to do. I told myself I had a right to disrespect you, and you weren't going to do anything, but you freaking did something. And some of us, they stuck to it. Some of them will get mad at you for sticking to it, but some people will just get mad because you actually chose to do something about it. So now if they actually get out of line again, you might do something about it again. And how dare you push against what I told myself that I can do and get away with. Hmm. Something like that. Okay. So now we've got the. Okay. All right, Libra, let's go. So Libra is supposed to be justice scale. So somebody's scale may or may not be tipping. It's supposed to be even, but they're very, very good at not making decisions. They're very good at avoiding decisions if you're in Libra energy. So sometimes something drastic has to happen to make a Libra make a decision. Not to say all Libras are like that, but they are very hard pent to make a decision. Doesn't matter, south node to north node. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Five of Wands. Why so serious? So we've got the 14, which is 5, to the 5, which is 10. So let's go back again. 7, 7 is 14 plus 5. That's 19, which brings you to a 10. So it doesn't matter how you skin this cat, it's going to bring you to a 10, which is completion. So in Libra, someone has a maternal figure has been tilling in this garden the pentacles. Now there's an illusion of riches. This is what the idea is, what the this is what the offer, this is what the opportunities are supposed to bring forth from the cultivation of these pentacles. And now there's an all-out war. The wand, somebody's going to get popped, okay? Someone's going to get hurt. There's an all-out war about these pentacles. I do not know where you fit in this war, Libra, but it seems to be a war that you are involved in nonetheless. But there's a maternal figure who seems to be watching over the coins. Then there's the Seven of Cups, which is in Scorpio energy. And then this Five of Wands is in the Libra energy. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Bully. My bad, not the Bully, the Taurus. Same thing. So we have the Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo. So there were a lot of bold moves made, bold and intense moves made toward money. So now there's bold and intense moves for everybody to claim their stake or to play their part. So there's still a battle going on behind closed doors, and being as though the numbers are 10, everything is coming back to a 10. This cycle is complete. Right now, everybody's just dealing with the fallout of everything, all the information and the exposure. I don't know. Right now, it just looks like all of these offers are up in smoke, okay? So that is for Libra. I don't know why that wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. It was just so dry. It was very stoic. Ugh. Ugh. My tea is cold. Toasted coconut. Bigelow. All right, so why my cards won't go together? So you guys can't get it together. Somebody's out of alignment. They can't get it together. There's a lot of chaos. Four of Pentacles. Somebody's holding on to the money or the knowledge thereof. Okay, so there's the Eight of Pentacles, knowledge. Okay, so we just left out of Libra. Now we're in Scorpio. We're in Scorpio, and rightfully so. We've got the Virgo, we've got the Aquarius, and we've got this Aries. Again, you guys, it doesn't matter which way you skin it. You guys are always together, and you guys are doing something together. You guys are planning something very clandestine. So somebody's going to travel after they master these pentacles, and then there's somebody that hears this young person on this Three of Wands who's looking out over the world, and he's considering the travel. There's somebody traveling. These people are traveling towards each other. Somebody's supposed to be going to calmer waters, and somebody's supposed to be waiting for them to come after they master these pentacles. So somebody's waiting for someone to join someone. What's up? What's wrong? I'm coming. Give me a minute. We get it together in a minute. All right. So somebody's supposed to master these pentacles. Somebody's supposed to be securing the money and supposed to be sailing over the clear, calmer waters with this person. So somebody's supposed to be sailing to calmer waters toward this person. This looks like a younger person, the Three of Wands, Aries energy. So there is an Aquarius, Mercury energy. There's an Aquarius that's supposed to be traveling toward this Aries fire energy. Looks like a young explorer. Looks like somebody who has a utility bag on his back. So somebody's supposed to have tools. Is this a practitioner? What is this? So somebody's been mastering their pentacles in order to travel to calmer waters in order to visit this person who seems to be equipped with something. Doesn't have to be a practitioner, might be a man of honor, might be a man of access, might be a man who has resources, things that they can use once they get there. We do not know. This is Scorpio with Virgo in the chart, or it might be people involved that have Virgo in their charts. Moon, sun, rising, but I see an Aquarius and I see Aries energy. Virgo, Aquarius, Aries. So somebody's supposed to be mastering the coins. Somebody's supposed to be going towards clear water. Somebody's supposed to be receiving them and have the equipment. Okay, so take this as it resonates for Scorpio. All right, let's go Sagittarius. Sagittarius, because we started off in Aquarius, even though we were supposed to start off in Pisces, but for some reason it was like, go back, go back. What was that? Excuse me, these Three of Pentacles. So somebody keeps hiding. It's groups that keep hiding and meeting up. Either it's a third party or somebody keeps going back to the drawing board to have meetups to re-strategize. You guys are trying to meet up to find something that works. Don't know. Might not be you. You're trying to find something that works, but it's not you. All right, let's see. So we got the Magician, we got the Nine of Cups, we got this fire starter here, and we've got this good man who has got the best offer in the world. So there's a magician, someone either trying to manifest. It might be a manifestor, somebody who is in a manifestation state. They have a Nine of Cups. They are a fire starter. They can put the chaos out. They can start the chaos. They are a fire starter. They are close to the fire. They're able to watch through the flames. So somebody's able to do something with fire, something about fire. Either it's fire or fire sign. I don't want to say the third thing that I'm thinking because I don't want to get into that energy. I'm so tired of seeing it. If you have not been to the doctors at least twice this year, I need you to pick up better practices and start making a doctor's trip at least 3 to 4 times a year until you get it. That we need to make sure that everybody is at ground zero as far as their health is concerned, because there are people who are running around and giving out diseases because they do not like the world, because they do not like the decision that they made to get it, and they would like for you to make the same exact decision that they made. They don't want you to protect yourself or your intuition. They want to get you to the point where they give you a STD, or get you to the point where you think you have an STD, and just spread it until you actually go in and do something to get one. So be in control of your mind, be in control of your enthusiasm and your encouragement, be in control of your body. Be in control enough to say no. I've been there to where I've moved too fast and I ended up in a situation where I went to the doctors because I was nervous as hell. But thank God I was found to be clean, but I was nervous as hell. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to be in that situation. Make sure you go to the doctors and you go back every 3 to 6 months. This is why you should be at the doctors at least 3 to 4 times a year, especially if you are sexually active. You want to be in a situation to where you know what your health status is. And if not, you want to be in a situation to where you go and find out what your health status is, and do not be ashamed of it. People make mistakes all the time, and people are wrong all the time. Some people take away your power of choice by not telling you. And this is what we're trying to get back down to as far as that is concerned. Health zero. Everyone needs to be aware of their status actively, and they need to be truthful about it, because no one, and I mean no one, even the ones who actively know that they live a lifestyle that makes them more susceptible to it, they didn't want it either. So let's be more responsible going forward. Thank you. Okay, so this is what I was saying when I say some people are fire starters. So there are people that will weaponize people who they know already have diseases. They will knowingly bring them around. They will knowingly triangulate them with you in hopes that you mess with them unprotected and manifest a disease in your life. There are people who will pay people to come toward you knowing that they have these things. So be careful. There are women who slept with men knowing they had it. And because they don't like that your life is going to go further, and they've already, put an anchor in theirs, they will actively introduce a person who has already been exposed to you. Yes, they will. And some of them will try to sleep with you themselves. And that's on both sides. Some people are actively trying to pass this thing up and over because they feel as though if they give it to you, they can now have access to you. You can no longer go over to the place that is at ground zero, you have to stay here with us. Some people want you locked out of your life forever. They want you locked in with them. And it is important that you always maintain your power and your choice of control. So that's what I had to say about Scorpio energy. So be a great manifester of great things. You don't have to be a fire starter, but you can start your fire and your desire for yourself. And definitely look out for this nice chap. It doesn't have to always be a chap. It can be a really good woman with really good etiquette, and she's really mannerable. She doesn't look the most exciting, but I implore you, the best ones don't look the way they are. You have to experience them, because why would they give a good time to everybody? Some people have made the mistake of giving a good time to some people and they can't get rid of them from the one damn time. So it looks like as you grow up, you give a lot less people a less good time, because you know what that comes with: the regurgitated exes, okay, that you wished lived in Texas. So let's move on to Sagittarius, and then we've got Capricorn, because we're done in these streets. All right, step up Archer. Archer, Sagittarius is the Archer. Thank you. And we've got this Three of Pentacles and Four of Wands. So somebody's meeting up about foundations now, or they're actually trying to think about what they're going to do in order to reconnect with the foundations of their lives. Somebody is probably going to try to build back. They're probably going to have to tear down to build back. We've got this Ten of Pentacles and Sagittarius. I told you it's a 5 and a 5. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles and then we got the King of Pentacles, then we got the Five of Cups, and then we've got Hermit mode. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Five of Cups, we've got a 15, we've got a situation at hand. We've got a Ten of Pentacles, and we got a King of Pentacles, and we've got a Five of Cups. So we've got a man who has his things together, but he's in hermit mode. But it's 15, so he's become obsessed with either Pentacles, or he's become obsessed in hermit mode. Something has happened in hermit mode that turned something from something that was subtle to extreme. So either the pursuance of these pentacles has turned into extreme, or this winning at all costs has turned into extreme, or being in hermit mode has made this person an extremist. Now, some people are not good being alone too long. They will become cuckoo, cuckoo. Some people don't function well by themselves, and the reason why is because they don't have a really good relationship with themselves. The voices, they start hearing, their conscience starts eating away and talking to them if they should sit by themselves too long. So some people don't do well, especially if they don't have a really good foundation, a background, right? They might have memories, they might see things when they fall asleep, things of that nature. So when a person stays by themselves too long, sometimes their thoughts start to wrap around them. So somebody might be experiencing a small psychosis break from actually being in hermit mode way too long. And it looks like this King of Pentacles, he might come off a little paranoid to some people. He might even come off a bit jittery. It's because he's been sitting by himself so long that it has caused him to start acting a little weird. It might be time for him to do some type of real interaction with people who is on their same mental level, because sometimes you can actually just be locked in a room. You might be in a room with a bunch of people, but if they're not able to understand you or meet you where you are, you're still by yourself. Basically, it doesn't matter if you're in a crowded room. If you are in a mind space by yourself and you're isolated and you're the only one that can reason with you, talk to you, this, that, and the third, connect to you, and it's like by default, it can cause some weird things to happen, especially if you're not able to handle being by yourself. Some people love being by themselves. Me, I'm one of them. Because I need time to think, and I can't think if you're trying to think for me or think over me or just thinking place in me, like gone over there somewhere. So, and some people cannot. They grew up, they either grew up alone and always wanted somebody around, or they grew up in big families, or they were like, they grew up and they were forced to always be around people. They grew up in a family where everybody didn't always do what they were supposed to do. So they always had family dynamics. They always had a bunch of cousins, a bunch of this, a bunch of that, a bunch of uncles, everybody, like a whole extended family living in the house. So they never really got space. So this King of Pentacles has definitely put themselves in hermit mode, and he's got a 10 of Pentacles. Like, this is somebody's twin. Somebody functions just like that, but maybe not all the way like that. But yeah, 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. Somebody has sat in the hermit so long that they're kind of getting a little twitchy, a little quirky. So it might be time for somebody to come out. Okay, so if you are a Sagittarius and you have been in an unfair amount of isolation, you may need to come out and get some air, talk to some human beings, some people, maybe get a pet or pet someone's dog, something. Hey, what are you doing? Stop. Now, yeah, so definitely there is unhealthy to be away from public air too long. So if you have done this to the point of detriment, it's time for you to get out and talk to some people. You don't have to date everybody you meet. You don't have to accept numbers. You don't have to, bag every bad chick you talk to. Sometimes it's good to just be able to function in passing. Okay, just be able to say hi and let it go, and try to get down the street without still having that same person on your mind. That causes limerence in internal narratives. Practice saying hi to people and bye to people without lingering in their energy or your energy. Practice that. You'll be able to do it much better without getting so many intrusive thoughts, because intrusive thoughts usually come from narrations, and then once it passes the point of narration, then you're trying to manipulate something in your mind, and then once it leaves your mind and you try to enact it in the actual 3D, then it becomes a problem. Okay, because your narrative shouldn't be that intense to where your narrative actually takes away someone's free will. Okay, so yeah, definitely. So step up, Capricorn, and we're done. We're done. We just did Sagittarius. How are we? And this one actually happens to be a Capricorn. I happen to have two earth signs. I had a Taurus and a Capricorn. So I'm very, very grounded. We're almost done. I'm gonna read your sign. You're a Capricorn, Buka. Touch the cards. You got opportunities, Queen of Wands, and he is soul sensitive, so he is very sweet, so he knows and he pays attention. The other day we ate some food together, and I noticed him taking the leaves out of the food, and I ended up eating one of the leaves in the food. We were eating something out, right? Why he actually was smart enough to take all the leaves out the food, he would not eat none of the salad out of the food. I actually ate some of the salad, and it gave me a little bit of a stomach bug for a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. But the thing is, had I paid attention to how he didn't want to eat that salad, I would have taken the salad leaves out too, because he didn't get the little complication that I got. Even though I am sensitive, he's sensitive just like me, but his intuition is on point. This is why we should pay attention. If you pay attention to your kids, you will know the talent that your kids has. This boy has is aversion to bad food, to spoiled food, to food that would give you an issue. It's like he can identify what should be eaten at what time and when. Pay attention to your kids. Your kids have talents. They're born with it. It's only something that they've come across that has unprogrammed the programming that they were wonderfully born with. Yes. He may not talk, but he got so much information in him. How dare anyone take that for granted? So Capricorn. And he's definitely a routine person. Here go this man again. Where this man keep chasing? Here go this man again. He's so sweet. I like him too. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, she's on her belly. She's on her opportunities, and if there happens to be a man, like Alex is. He's on his thing. He's very intuitive. He keeps himself neat. He keeps himself good. He's hygienically cleansed. He's just a real good guy altogether. And the Queen of Cups in a male version looks just like him. Now, a macho man gonna say he looked like a simp, but a man, no. A macho man don't even like him because he know this man could take his woman. Because he's balanced. He's got feminine and masculine energy in him. So the Queen of Cups is here. She's here once again in her gorgeous self in the Capricorn grounded energy. She's not excited. She's not impulsive. She's calm. She has little small waves. She even has little aquatic little figures. Look, a turtle. A turtle is so lucky. She has all that, and she has white lilies around. So she's definitely given best air energy ever. And yeah, look at her. She's got a seashell back there. So she's very, very tapped in. Not only is she tapped in, she has her own chalice. She has her own, in a very, very, very big cup. She has her own cup to drink from. Very knowing. So with the Capricorn and the grounded energy, and the fact that we only have the 8 of Wands, which is the only 8, which is Karma, Dharma, Durga. So we're having great energy this morning for the Capricorn. And this man is a lovely man, and he's a very balanced man. And this woman is a wonderful woman, and she's a very balanced woman. And these people are on the board right now, not because they may be two people, because they are one and the same. Doesn't it look like a great couple? He has his cup. She has her cup. Beautiful. They both have animals. They're both calm. I don't see no twerking, even though they can. She just sitting down on it. He not fighting, but he got on gloves. So you see the balance of the dark and the light here. There are things that can happen. They're possible, but they live in high status. They live in they don't live in. Look, everything is good and balanced. Here's his XY. Here's her XX. This is beautiful. The chemistry is there. So sometimes some people are coming into union with themselves. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to be lonely. It means that you've met yourself. You've met the good and the bad of yourself, and you've accepted it. You don't like perfect people. Some people, just like I said, some people don't like beautiful women. Some very handsome men do not want to be with a beautiful woman. They are really physically attracted to ugly women. That's their choice, and they have a right to it. Just know that if you find yourself not to be their choice, you need to go expeditiously and before an emergency happens. But definitely in karma, sometimes people are coming into union with themselves, and sometimes people are coming into union with somebody who is exactly like them, not mirroring them, not learning them to cast back the same illusion, not somebody who studied them on Facebook or whatever platform for 3 months and then decided to go in and act exactly like what they thought they needed to act like to get access to the person. I'm talking about a person who just randomly meets each other and they just naturally regulate each other's nerves over time. Remember, these things take time. Life is not a race. It should be a marathon because we want to live it long. We don't want to live as much of it as possible in 1 minute, because that means that you don't have a future. Let's plan for tomorrow. How about that? Okay, so we're wrapping up with Capricorn, and I love you so much. I do. Only the ones who love me too. Genuinely. So remember, don't come for me because somebody's spinning you. Bye bye. It's been Nyx. Tea with Nyx. Bye bye.